Hello guys and welcome back to another short highlight video from my first or my debut race at Aero League Racing. We are driving today at Austria and we're driving the Alpha Tauri this season. So I will be doing some highlights from these ALR races because I'm in a very low tier and so the races are quite competitive and enjoyable to watch as compared to IRL where I've crashed out most of the races. So that's the reason I've been kind of away. But yeah, with the game I've been feeling better and better, just doing a little bit more practice, and hopefully soon we can put in some good performances in IRL as well. But um, yeah, just starting off our last lap, we go on to take the curb into turn 1, brake nice and late, take the inside curb and get a little bit more time than we did in our previous runs. And on this track, I think we started off on the mediums just to save an extra set of softs till the end. And as you can see, into turn 2, we're already setting a purple first sector and a 10th up. And currently we sit P2 behind Leon, who is quite a quick driver. There are a few very fast drivers in this lobby, even though it is the lowest tier in ALR. So yeah, 2 tenths up already going into turn 3 and into a tricky section over here where I need to make sure I don't invalidate. But we keep it well within the lines. We lose a little bit of time, but it was okay as we'd set a purple middle sector as well. Just had to keep it all together.
No.
And into the last two corners, something just happens during the race over here. But as you guys can probably see, that's 2.5-ish tenths up, which is good enough for pole, a 104.1. Not the best time, but definitely a decent time and good enough for pole over here.
400s.
So for setup, we were running the same setup I ran in my IRL race. However, in my IRL race, for some reason, I ran 11.4 wings. Now that's what happens when you don't really pay attention to your setups, but yeah, we changed to a much more manageable 9.5 over here. And yeah, hopefully that leads to us not spinning, but we underfuel the car a little bit, go for a softs to mediums, and lower the tire pressures on the right side a little. Oh yeah, on the left side a little bit more. My bad. Because as this track is majorly right-hand turns and kind of quick right-hand turns, like the last two corners, you get to see a lot of wear on the left-hand tires. So no formation lap in this race as we are avoiding those due to some desync issues. But into turn 1 we get a good enough section, don't get any warnings, and it's a good run. But as you can probably see, Leon is already on the back of me, having a lot of pace at the start, probably using a lot more ERS than he'd like, but we leave him the space on the inside and keep the battle going down the second DRS zone. He decides to tuck in behind, and though there's no DRS at this point, he uses a lot of ERS to get this move done. And I do not want to fight him or get pushed wide like Charles Leclerc did, or Lando did how Lando pushed Perez wide in the real race. So I just gave him the spot and I kept going. And as you guys can see, I'm at 100% ERS, so I'm not using any ERS right now, hoping to save it for the later stages of the race. But I think the guys behind me are very eager to get ahead initially. So Ahmed as well, who is a very quick driver, um, has gotten past TTV Ghost, who was in P4, and Killian, who is in P5, is on the medium, so that is something we have to watch out for going late into the race. But yeah, see, Ahmed is gaining and gaining. I think he's definitely using a lot of ERS. We use just a little bit to defend, but I don't think we'll be able to keep this P2 right now, because these guys are pushing very hard. And into turn 2 over there, you saw we went a little bit wide, and that's let Ahmed catch up. And we are using ERS to defend over here, but he goes down the inside and is well ahead in the entry of the corner. So we try and stick it around the outside, but we just let him get through. We slot in behind him and see if we can make the move stick into turn 3. So we are quite far ahead. We leave just enough room for him to be okay, but it kind of throws us off because I was really worried that I squeezed him a bit too much there. So I got a bad exit and he made his way back through. So it was an interesting little battle, but yeah, these guys are quite quick, honestly. And yeah, moving forward a few laps, um, you guys can probably see I'm gonna lose a place to Killian as well. So I was feeling terrible at this point in the race. I was like, wow, my race pace is terrible, like absolutely terrible. So um,
Yeah, my race pace is weird.
yeah, I was kind of worried. I was just questioning. I was like, what am I doing wrong? Yeah, Killian clearly overdriving his car, throwing his car down the inside there,
Civilian is also
getting a little banging on the wheels, but honestly, he's on the medium, so I guess he figured he wanted to get as high as he could. Um,
अरे
oh,
अरे
and
अरे
he goes into the back of Ahmed over there, and I go a little bit into the back of him. But on the exit, we get him back because those mediums are definitely not. Don't hold a candle to the softs right now. And Killian and I have a good little battle. He keeps it down the inside, and we have a little bit more banging because he lets his car run a little bit wide into that corner, which is very very interesting. Um, I wonder, I wonder if he's going to be able to keep it ahead, but oh, we get a little bit of a bad entry into the last corner, and he gets some ground on us. And Jacko Lacko is on our inside right now. Jacko is also a very, very quick driver. Very much one competing for the top 5 positions, top 2 even. Um, and yeah, we get a great run out of the first corner. I think the first corner was probably one of our biggest strengths in in Austria, but yeah, we also use a lot of ERS just to get past. But we're still sitting at 82%, so we're not really worried that we're going to be lacking towards the end of the race. I'm unsure what the regen is like here, but the Killian, after he bangs wheels again with me to get by, he uses and dumps all his ERS just to get by. So over here, let's actually listen to some of the comms from the race and hear what Gupta is saying.
Left a bit more space. That's pretty much it. Yeah, okay, yeah. There to turn 4 पे तो नहीं he left. He should have not bumped you. He's overdriving his car, Indian. I can tell you that.
he's crashed.
He's worried about the first. He crashed.
He crashed. मैंने बोला ना overdrive किया और वो तुरंत crash किया.
So yeah, after dodging Killian and Gupt's correct prediction that he was overdriving and he would crash, we have to defend from Jacko over here. And Jacko he's honestly very very clean. I really appreciate driving with him. And yeah, let's see, he makes the move down the inside here into turn 2. We are going to stick it around the outside. We don't give up the places easily. We leave enough space and we both make it through the corner too wide. And yeah, we use a little bit of ERS, but we let him have the look at it. Honestly, I think we should have used more ERS here in the beginning. We get really, really close to his rear there, but he stays ahead. So for the next few laps, we just agree we're just going to stick behind him. We're just going to keep with him. And though, as you can see on the top right, Ahmed is getting away. He is gaining and gaining time on us. So we are getting stuck behind Jacko a little bit right now. So at this point I wasn't really paying attention to what was going on the left hand side of the screen, but I think Ahmed disconnects. Oh, we got a 3-second for extending right there. And yeah, Ahmed disconnected from the lobby, and so Jacko and I got a lot of time on him, and actually I think we both passed him going into sector 2 over here. And that was really really unfortunate for Ahmed, but
But look at it this way.
it's Cody's, stuff happens. But yeah, so Jacko makes it past Ahmed, and I make it past right here on the next 2 corners. The AI is not very good in the corners. They are pretty quick in the straights, but we're way quicker through here, so we just drive right through Ahmed and retake P3.
He's probably not sharing his
Though
audio.
Jacko has gained a little bit of an advantage on us, 9/10 of a second as of right now. So all we need to do is just keep our head down and focus. And our pit window is far later than anybody else. I think Leon, who's in the lead, I think he was going for the 2-stop. He Oh, did he spin? I actually don't know what happened there. I think he spun. But either way, Jacko has now been promoted to first and me to second. So all we have to do now is make the move on Jacko, and we get this position back into the lead. So lap 11, our pit window is in 5 laps, and we're feeling quite comfortable at this point. Hopefully, we can bring this home to a podium, and that would be great, as I'm not used to seeing the podium very much. So yeah, we're very, very close to the back of Jacko. We are so close. And so I've been actually thinking about something. As we make the move down here into turn 3, we go cleanly past with a firm use of ERS right there, and he slots in behind us, knowing that I don't think he can do much to defend over there short of dive bombing. So that puts us into the lead, but we do have this 3-second penalty. So Jacko has gone into the pits, I think a lap before us, just trying to get the undercut done. And let's see where we come out. So we come out in P4, where Jacko's in P6 and Jacko's in P5. Okay, so he didn't manage to undercut us, and I think maybe he went in a bit too early. I think he went in a bit too early and did not have the pace on the mediums. But a new opponent in front of us is Black Charizard, who I think actually is one of the championship contenders right now. He's got a lot of pace, he's on the mediums, and I don't think he's boxed yet. I don't think him, Major, or the guy in first place have boxed yet. So we know that on these fresh mediums we're going to be very, very quick. So we try to put the pressure on him immediately, taking some weird lines, having a look down his inside, his outside, just to get him a bit worried and let him know that we're there. So we put a lot of pressure on him initially, and we're sizing up this move to go into turn 1, because we've been able to brake just a little bit later there. We've been able to carry a little bit more speed than the others, so it's been a good overtaking opportunity. But Black Charizard gets a great exit out of the last corner, so we have to just sit back and wait. We don't use any ERS, just the DRS to close that gap a little bit. And as you can see, out of turn 1 we are so close. We put on the ERS and we make the move around the outside. We basically are ahead of him far before the braking zone, and he decides not to make a lunge or a dive bomb down the inside, so he lets us through. And soon we are on the back of Major XDC. So Ahmed is in first place after actually disconnecting. I think his AI probably took him into the pits very, very early, and he's been on the mediums ever since. So he's 5 seconds ahead of us, which is honestly very, very interesting. So Major XDC, now we make the same move we did on Black Charizard, just around the outside and making it stick before the braking zone. Don't want to get into much wheel-to-wheel action here, just want to get ahead and close the gap to Ahmed as quick as we can. But Major XDC is going to fight us very, very hard. He's going to throw it down the inside into turn 3, and it's very honestly surprising to us, because he is probably on 11 or 12 lap old mediums right now, and he's just fighting us so hard. So he has a bad exit into the second part of this double left-hander, just goes a little bit wide, and we throw it down the inside and make the move stick. I was very, very happy with that move, and glad it actually didn't lead into any contact, because if he happened to maybe slide or drift a little bit, it would have been really bad. But on to lap 28, towards the end of the race. So we are in P2 behind Ahmed, and a safety car comes out. We knew that he had to pit. He pitted too early for softs, but this safety car has come out and saved him, because he can just dive into the pits right now, get a fresh set of softs, and neutralize any strategy advantage we had over him. So at this point we are feeling very kind of stressed, because though we had the better strategy, or definitely the best strategy by far, the safety cars really caught us out. And so while going into the pits, we touch the inside curb, and just like Sumi did in the IRL race, we spin. And at this point, Gupto's like, if you spun, you should have just stayed out. But we made it into the pits anyway, and I don't know if this was the right move, but I think track position might have been more advantageous here. But honestly, Austria has so many DRS straights that you can't really hope to survive on like 10, 13 lap old medium tires. So we come out on the softs just behind Ahmed, and Jay O'Leary stays out on his mediums. He takes the decision we should have taken. But I think the next lap in, he decides to go back into the box, and so that leaves Ahmed, who's right in front of me, on fresh soft tires. And if you remember, in qualifying, I saved a set of softs just for a situation like this. So we yeah, we have a fresh set of softs as well. But on the way to catch up the safety car, we have a guy racing Tej who I think left out of frustration at some point during the race, and his AI car is again blocking me in P2 and is in between Ahmad and I. So this is something very, very frustrating for me, because we went through these issues in the IRL race and they caused some big problems on the safety car
Bro, I'm
restarts.
stuck
So
behind this AI car, bro.
as you can see, getting so frustrated, trying to drive side by side with Tej, make sure that no one in front can somehow get ahead of us in the pits, just because we're being held up by this 40 AI car. So yeah, frustrated as we are, we're gonna keep going. So this is the safety car restart. We stay behind Tej. We make sure to pass him after the start finish straight so we don't get a warning. But for some reason the track is still showing a full yellow and we get an illegal overtake on Tej. So no way we're gonna slow down to give that up. And we just take the 5-second penalty. And sorry, the stream glitched a little bit here. I was having a lot of network issues, but we took the 5-second penalty and just decided to keep going, knowing we could get that removed later. And we started off hunting down Ahmed. So we were just waiting for DRS to be activated, because that would be the easiest way to make this move cleanly. But um, yeah, staying within 6 tenths of Ahmed, we were looking fairly comfortable, but we took too much of the entry curb onto there and it threw us into a spin. I was devastated at this point, absolutely devastated, coming back on track in P7. As you can see though, Jacko as well, I think he had an incident. There was an issue that my car was ghosted for me but not ghosted for the driver, so they got some damage because of that. And super frustrated here. We're going into the last lap. We're just seeing what we can claw back from this unfortunate event. But Major XCC has some wing damage, so he goes just a bit wide and we just throw it down his inside over there. And I don't think he was too happy about that one. In fact, I think he got his wing damage when we spun. He hit us and got wing damage. So I think in a move of pure anger, he goes down the inside, unable to stop with his rear wing, and just shoots us very wide in a Danny Moreno move over there. Though Danny Moreno, of course, didn't have any damage, but he's going to fight us back very hard. He's going to be dumping his ERS, trying to get ahead of us with no front wing. That is not the smartest move, as he goes very, very wide over there, and we take the place back easily. But in all of that time, we've lost time to Mr. Stark and Black Charizard over there. Probably could have gone for the P2 if we didn't lose precious seconds to Major XDC, but what else can we say? Mr. Stark, our teammate in front of us, has a 19-second penalty, so we will get this podium as long as we finish the race, but not a P2 or a P1 as we were hoping, and that is very, very unfortunate. So again, for me, another spin throwing a wrench into the race, and that is something I need to work on. But so I've been thinking, guys, for who all stayed till the end, how would you guys feel if I turned off a lot of the OSD elements, like the leaderboard position and stuff like that? Because in real racing, drivers can't see that, and it helps them to just focus on driving cleanly every lap. It doesn't help them to think about where they are in the race and all that stuff. So I was thinking about doing that for my next race, so let's see how that goes.